Hello dear learners, welcome. So today we are going to discuss about the optimum stage of harvesting. So what is the optimum stage of harvesting? Before that, this topic is very important because harvesting at the right stage decides the quality, storage life and overall value of the agricultural produce. So before we just start, just think. So, what happens if a crop is harvested too early or too late? Can it affect taste, yield, or storage? So, keep this question in mind and we will move on to the topic. So, this slide introduces the core concept. The optimum stage of harvest means harvesting the crop at the most suitable stage where the maximum quality and minimum loss can be achieved. So look at this picture. So in this picture there is a seed which starts germinating and then it starts producing leaves, buds and then into a complete plant. So what does harvesting means? It means removing the crop from the field at the correct maturity stage. So if harvesting is done at the correct time, we get better quality, higher yield and longer storage life. But if harvesting is done too early or too late, it results in losses, either quantitative or qualitative or both. So the next one is the difference between maturity and ripeness. So what is maturity and what is ripeness? Maturity and ripeness are not the same. Maturity refers to the stage where the crop has completed its physiological development, where ripeness means the produce which is ready for consumption. For example, cereals like rice and wheat are harvested at maturity, whereas fruits are harvested at ripeness. So, this is the basic difference between the maturity and ripeness. So, in this picture, we see a green color fruit. So, which is in a complete physiologically developed stage, which is just matured and not ripened. So, meanwhile, in this section B, there a change comes like it has turned bit yellowish in color. So, which is further developed, so which is further ripened. Okay, so in subsequently in C and D, the color, the yellowishness turns into reddishness and brownishness. So this shows the ripeness index. So the A is the completely mature, the basic level of ripeness, or the stage where the ripeness begins, where B, C, and D goes with higher and higher ripeness. So, um, next is physiological maturity, where the crop has accumulated maximum dry matter. So, after this stage, what happens? There is no further improvement in the quality. This stage is very important for grains because harvesting beyond the stage increases losses. So, we should be aware of the optimum stage when the crop has to be harvested. The next one is indicators. So these are the indicators used to identify the optimum stage of harvest. So change in color, reduction in moisture content, firmness of fruits, and number of days after flowering helps the farmers decide the correct harvesting time. Okay. The next is when the crops are harvested early, the yield will be low. Similarly, the grains will be immature, shriveled, and have poor storage quality. So, early harvesting directly affects both the quality and quantity. And also, if the crops are harvested in a late stage, so too delayed stage, the yield will also be low at that time. So the over ripened or damaged grains or fruits can be seen to appear in the heap. So, what are the effects of late harvesting? So, late harvesting causes shattering losses, especially in cereals. There is also increased risk of pests and bird attack, along with weather damage such as rain or wind. So, as shown in the picture. So, there may be so much loss of grains once it is harvested in a delayed stage. So, the stage of harvest directly affects post harvest operations. It determines how much drying is needed, how long the produce can be stored, and how suitable it is for processing. Okay, so this is the mind map which summarizes the topics we discussed about, like maturity, moisture content, crop type, climate, and harvesting method together decides the optimum stage of harvesting. Thank you.